Hey everybody, hope all is well. This is Erica Morrison. I am a mentor, speaker, and the author of my book, Trespassed. This is what it looks like. It is now available on Amazon. Today, I wanted to talk to you about one of the reflections in my book of one of the things God had me to learn while I was in the situation I was in. The situation was that I had experienced infidelity in my first marriage, and I left the marriage, but God told me to go back. He had some things for me to learn. And so I wanted to share one of the reflections, which is realize that all losses are not bad. All losses are not bad. You lost them, but what you actually lost was the version of you that kept accepting less than what you deserved. That's what you lost. I know that's hard to hear because it feels like you lost your person. It feels like you lost what y'all were building. You lost your future. But what you really lost was potential. That's what you really lost. Um, Potential that'll keep you stuck every every single time. That will keep you stuck every single time. Um, you didn't stay because it was healthy. You wasn't staying because it was healthy. You decided to stay because you were hopeful. You were hoping things were going to change. You were hoping that they were going to become the person that you first met and everything was fresh and new. Um, we tend to like to hold on to hope on situations that we should have let go of a long time ago. Um, Meanwhile, you're just ignoring yourself, ignoring all the red flags, over explaining their behaviors, just keeping quiet to keep the peace. But that's not things that you want to keep. Realizing that, all losses are not bad. Um, that version of you that had to go because what you were doing, you were settling. You were settling. And you didn't lose them, you were released. You were released from a version of yourself that couldn't go where you're going. You had to let go of that version of yourself that could not take you to where you need to go. Um, what you're losing is not staying where you're not valued, not staying where you're not respected, not staying where you're not honored. That's what you're losing. And so that wasn't the end of the story. It wasn't the end of the story. But it was the end of settling. The end of settling. Settling for less than what you deserved. Settling for less than what was needed. Because we all have needs and wants, and we all deserve to be respected and loved and heard. So it's nothing wrong with losing, ways that are not healthy. It's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. You deserve better. And, no matter no matter what we deal with in life, sometimes we have to take the hard road. Sometimes we have to take the hard road. Um, you just you were released from a version of yourself that it no longer aligns with the future that you're supposed to have. So even though divorce, it's like experiencing a death itself. You're physically still living. It is like a death, but there is hope on the other side of that pain. There is purpose in your pain. There's purpose in your pain. And I don't have time for um, games. And if you're someone that's seriously wanting to thrive, make a difference in your life, and just learn the tools to start healing, or learn the tools to move forward from the situation where you might have been betrayed or rejected or abandoned, or just life just turning things upside down. I do have a free a free 5-day healing guide. um it is in my bio. I would like for you to just check it out, look at it. It's a quick, it's questions, it's reflections. It's not something that you have to do within 5 days. You take your time, because dealing with life situations is a process. It is a process. And like I always say, time is not what heals wounds, but it is the work that you do. It's the work that you do within that time frame. And sometimes we don't know where to start. We don't know what to do. And so, like I always say, try to glean some wisdom from someone who's walked through some really tough times in life. And um, just know that you will make it through. You can come out a completely whole, healed woman. And I think at the end of the day, that's what we all want. We want to walk in healing. We want to walk in peace. We want to walk in joy. And those things, they're eternal. Those are things that honestly you can't really depend on people to give you. That is something that God gives. And so whenever you learn to have those things, if the world didn't give it to you, then guess who can't take it away? No one. The world can't take it away from you. And so just become that version of the woman. Start working on becoming that version of that woman that's not going to beg. You're not going to beg anybody. You're not going to settle. You're going to choose better. And you're going to start choosing better starting with you. You want to be the best version of yourself that you can be. And so I hope that you will just come along on this journey with me. I want you to know what it is and how it feels to overcome to overcome what you may think is the most painful situation you're going through in life. You can face tomorrow. So I'll see you in the next video. Have a great day.